Alright, here's just a quick update video of my Nissan 370Z. I put the Remark V2 axle back on a few weeks ago, and then this morning I just had these wheels put on. So these are ESR AP5 wheels. They're 19-inch. They're 9.5 in the front with a plus 22 offset. More on that in a second. And they are a 19 by 11 in the back with a plus 15 offset. It's a 305/35, 19 in the back, so a slightly oversized tire. This is perfect fit in my opinion. I like just a little bit of sidewall poke. And these are Nitto NT555 G2s is that rear tire size. The fronts is kind of just what I had. The fronts, what came on the car were these Firehawk Indy 500s. These were on the rear, so the fronts are 275/35, 19. So the story with the fronts, ESR said that these 19 by 9.5 plus 22 fit over the brakes or clear the brakes. They do not. You can't see it because the spoke's away, but there is a small scratch on that front caliper when I test fit them before I had tires put on. So I ended up having to run a 3mm spacer, which is fine, except for now the fitment isn't 100% perfect. So let's look at the front. There's a little bit more poke in the front than in the back. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but here's the plan. So these are 275/35s. I'm gonna put 265/40s on the front of this when these need replacing. So what that's gonna do is essentially just not have so much that sidewall bulge. You see that bulge that comes off the tire there? It's gonna be a little straighter. So it'll fit better. So it's not the end of the world, but it's just a little more poke in the front than I would like. But it'll be fixed once I put the tire size on that I want. It would have been perfect if ESR's website was accurate and I didn't have to run that spacer, because that 3mm spacer is about what that fitment is off, in my opinion. So not a huge, not super excited about ESR in that. They still haven't changed their website, so if you go on the website, it will say that it clears 370Z Akabonos, but it does not. So I took the badge off there, and the previous owner had used super glue to put it on, so I'm taking that to a detailer on Monday to get that taken off. Very happy with the rear setup. I love these big meaty 305/35s. I mean, this is just a good tire. I mean, that is just perfect fitment in my opinion. This is stock suspension, if you didn't know. The reason why I like a little beefier tire also is that you can kind of give the illusion of it being lowered, even though it's not. So you can see it's less than 2 fingers, so it's a little bit bigger than 1 finger's width. So that looks good, but then the fronts, because the fronts are a little smaller, there's just a little bit more wheel gap in the front. But again, that's going to get fixed with the new tires here. That might happen this summer. I'm not sure if those tires are going to, because these tires have a lot of tread left on them. I'm not sure if I want to waste those tires just to have perfect fitment, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. They might grow on me. But I believe these are 2-inch lips in the front and a 2.5-inch lip in the rear. So I'm going to do a quick startup and a couple of revs. I'm in an isolated spot here, so shouldn't bother anybody. Of the Remark Axleback V2. Try to get you in a good spot here. All right, that should work. That was up to about 6.5 on the revs. I didn't redline it, but you get the idea. I love this exhaust. I think it looks so good. It's got a little bit of Remark branding on there. Don't mind the car being insanely dusty. I washed about a week ago, and it's early spring now, so there's still a lot of like sand and dust and whatnot on the roads. All right, that's it for now. The next thing up is going to be a wireless CarPlay stereo, but I mean, I don't know if I'll do a video on that or not because no one really cares about a stereo. And if I'm going to get a backup camera on this car, because that's one thing I have been missing. So, well, if anyone's interested in these wheels, hopefully I gave you enough detail and enough close-up shots. You get an idea of how they sit here. The rears have no spacers, just for the record. All right, guys, have a good one.